I had to go into work today. It's Memorial Day, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. Please memorialize people who deserve to be memoried. So, and it's a big furniture holiday, so I had to go in, all hands on deck. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Big
And we're
fat commissions, right?
and I'm starting to make the fat commissions. I'm doing all right. And then fucking tornado warning, and like everyone's phone went off at the same time. It was like a fucking movie scene. It was it was kind of creepy. And some people got spooked and they left. And obviously the weather turned. We didn't get hit with a tornado here, but it was storming heavily, and that's gonna do bad things for traffic, for sales.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucked.
Yeah, I'm
But
gonna go
as
ahead
long
and
as no one's
say
hurt.
that's not what you want on a holiday like this.
Yeah, I bet a lot of barbecues were probably ruined today.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
wasn't. It was hit or miss. We were in Crown Point most of the day, and everything just sort of went around us. But we could see the storms. You could see the rotation. The sirens went off twice, and we just dip, duck, dodge, duck, and dip and dodged it.
Yeah. But thanks to the bad weather, I was able to leave early, and I'm here on time to do my part of episode 73. Not like this.
I was just gonna riff. I was just gonna riff on my own.
And I was very nervous.
No,
That's why That's why I got here.
That. Jimmy got.
Yeah,
because
I texted you. I said, hey, maybe we'll start at 8:30, and you're like, no, we'll start at 8. Because I knew you were gonna I can riff for a half an hour.
I totally can. I could talk about this weekend's Dad Bod shows.
But I want to talk about it with you. No. So let's talk about Dad Bod. Because I only went to one of them. So you got to fill me in on number 2.
We played 2 shows this weekend. Dad Bod did. We played at 350 Brewing on Brewing. I couldn't decide between brewery and brewing. I think it's 350 Brewing Company. 350, that's on Harlem in Tinley Park there. That was Friday night. That went awesome. I didn't know it was a wrestling bar. They had little wrestling figures everywhere and belts hanging, and they played WWE Network on 3 TVs. And it was awesome. It was a great show. We had a big turnout. It was packed all night. I was nervous, though, because I never had to sing back-to-back shows before. And we play for about 3 hours. And some of the songs are hard. Some of the songs are this is the end of the night. I can let it rip. But I'm like, it's not, though. Tomorrow is another day. So I had to sort of figure some things out with my singing voice, and it worked. And then the next day at Hailstorm in Highland, not Hailstorm, at Beer Geeks in Highland, Indiana, we played for another 3 hours plus, and it was fine. I was able to sing okay. We had another huge crowd. It was great. People were coming out. It started slow. I got scared. We on Saturday, but then people started coming out. The people that never come out to anything showed up. That's always like we're gonna have a good show then.
Those become special because it's like I won't see this person for another 2 years. So let's
well, no, y'all see them at work.
Oh, those folks.
Yeah, where the folks every time like, yeah, you should come check it out. But I get it. They're like, when you ask your work friends to come to your creative thing gigs, they're thinking, well, you work with me, so how good are you at this other thing? So I get it, but pretty fucking good. So they had a really awesome time, and everyone had they had fun. People were drinking. I was interacting, talking to people in the crowd. They loved that shit. Jason at Beer Geeks he's awesome. He's just like one of the best bar owners around. He's fantastic. He's so nice every time, and it's just such a pleasure to play shows there.
Oh shit! Look at the rub here.
Out he was wearing a Death Row shirt, and I had already decided that we were going to play California Love, and we did. And Tarid, God bless his soul, Justin, our bass player. I was like, Justin, these 3 notes, you're just going to do like a dun 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 dun. He's like, that's it. I'm like, that's it. You just do that, and I will take care of the rest. And I sang, and I did Dre's part, and I did Pac's part, and it went pretty well.
That's crazy.
You were just shocked that like I knew all the words. I got tripped up a couple little places, But I got right back on track, and it was awesome. It was so much fun to rap those songs.
You couldn't have done that. I don't know, the night before.
Nope.
When your boy was there.
Nope. Man, you should have come. It was great.
That's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Thank you to everyone that came out. If you're listening, if you're one of the people that came out and you're listening, thank you for coming to the shows. They were fantastic. We have some more shows coming up. Also, I fixed the goddamn Facebook, so it's easy to get to. You just go to facebook.com/dadbodlive.
Oh, you did it.
You don't got to go searching around and figure out who's... the Cajon player, Eric, he's telling people, like, look for the guy that looks like... I'm like, see, this is our problem. We shouldn't have to do that.
Can't do it.
So it's way more convoluted now than it was when I set up my personal URL thing, but it's still there. You can still do it. Got to be on the PC, that type of thing. I got it set up, though. Dad Bod Live.
Live. Awesome.
So
I'm very excited.
We're ready to go. And every time I got to plug shows, it'll be easy. And when people
Dad
go,
Bod
are
Live.
you guys on Facebook? I can be like, yeah,
yep.
Dad Bod
We're
Live.
Dad Bod Live.
And you can @ us, too, in comments, @ Dad Bod Live.
Who sees this? Whose PC does that directly tap into the vein of?
I know at least mine and Eric's. I'm pretty sure Justin's as well. All three of us.
Oh shit! Towards an admin. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're
big time.
We're a tribunal of admins.
Gotcha.
We checks and balances. 3 branches of government, that type of thing. The shows were so fun, though. They were. The shows were fun.
You
know what's more fun about these than the Blackened shows now? The Blackened shows were fun.
You drink now, so that's more fun.
I drink now, that's more fun. These places usually give me beer, which that's also fun. But there's nothing Blackened specific, just sort of when you're playing those types of places. Not only the size, but the start times. Like we headline, there's no opener, it's just us. We play the whole night. You don't have to okay, opening act. You're looking at your watch like, come on, guys. We're supposed to be on by now. So there's no changeover. Yeah, it's streamlined. There's no changeover. And we play the latest show we've done, I think, was 9 to 12. And usually it's 7 to 10 or an 8 to 11. I've played shows with Blackened where I swear to Christ we didn't start until after midnight.
It's very screenwriter of you, because you're like, you know what I like about this? The fact that it's 100% on us. There's really no other factors, none of the things in play or the opener and all the owner wants to do this and that. It's just, are we plugged in? Did we do our business? That's going to be the success or fail of the night, and we'll be fine.
And it is.
It's very screenwriter.
And it's sort of like, they're just more intimate. Like I can talk to people in the crowd and it's not weird. Like when there's 1,000 people and you're trying to talk to one person in the crowd, it's rough. No, somebody says, hey, this song, and you say, hey, that song. And then let's say you start rapping California Love and you can see specific people like, oh, look, that guy's popping off because we're doing California Love. You're not just sort of it's not just sort of a blob of people out there. And then after the shows, because there's no opener, and because we're not closing the places down usually, if we play 8 to 11, the place closes at 1. You can stay and drink with people after, and they love that.
A lot of hanging out, hitting the tables. It's like a wedding.
It's fun.
Each and every fucking table. Hey guys, how are you?
Exactly like a wedding. That's a perfect analogy. It's so much fun, and it's just more relaxed, more laid back. Not that we don't take it seriously and we don't practice and all that. We try and put on a really good show, but it's just a more relaxed environment, there's no pyrotechnics and crazy shit. You're just sort of playing for your friends, but they're not your friends most of the time.
Yeah. And I wish I could have gone to the Beer Geeks one, although I went there last time, and I believe, was that the joint?
Yes,
on Black
Wednesday.
Yeah, I think I actually might have met that owner you're talking about a little bit, because I did talk to that gentleman there. But 350, I haven't been to 350 in a couple years. I don't remember it being so wrestling themed, but guys, it's a fucking brewery that's damn near wrestling themed. I was in heaven.
It was awesome.
like Jim's rocking out over here. I'm watching Honky Tonk Man over here, and I'm like, this is great.
And you know what was great? Like, not even classic Honky Tonk Man, like 1994 Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah,
You know,
Bash at the Beach '94. They were fucking showing.
and when you're a wrestling fan, those are almost like, I don't know how to describe it. They're not the classic shows for many reasons. It's sort of like as a wrestling fan, it's like a little hidden nugget. Like, oh yeah, this is the one.
It's just a deep cut.
It's
It's
like
the deepest of deep cuts.
it's a deep cut, and it's like a time where you're like, yeah, this is when everyone started coming over to WCW. All the old, like the stars of the 80s and early 90s are coming over to this other company because they got these checks they're just writing to motherfuckers. And Mark Marrow, fucking Steve Austin with hair, wrestling. Who is Austin wrestling?
In this one, I don't recall.
It was before you got there.
Oh, okay.
Austin was wrestling somebody, and it was Ricky Steamboat. Steve Austin's wrestling.
What?
Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, like those are the deep cuts you want to see.
That is a deep cut. That must have been short. That must have been like a sick. I don't. Ooh.
Yeah, it was early on the card because it was the pay-per-view, the Bash at the Beach one where Flair and Hogan wrestle as the main event.
Yeah, and fucking Terry Funk and Brickhouse Billy, the other fucking one, and then the Nasty Boys. It was just a nice little throwback night. I enjoyed that place. So yeah, 350. Go there when Dad Bod's there. I'm probably gonna check that place out more just for me, for Dale time.
I wouldn't blame you.
That's my joint. I think
it's in the neighborhood for you. It's right up the road.
And the beer was really good. I don't know how much you had to sample, but I sampled quite a bit of the menu, and it's very good. And what I like the most is a lot of these craft brewery places. They're like lightest beers, like 7.1. You're like, God damn it, I got work in the morning. But these, like, they had some ones that were 4.8, 5.4, this and that, so you could drink it, but and pace yourself if you wanted to.
Yeah, I found that more and more in these places, that they have something that you can tolerate if you're a lightweight like me. I see when I know I have to get behind the wheel of a car, I can't, like 2 7%ers, and I probably shouldn't be driving,
Mm-hmm.
But they had a 5%er that you didn't like, but I like it because it was like sort of Blue Moon-esque. First one was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you ordered a drink for me. Jim fucking big times me. Walks up to the table while the waitress is taking my order, and he's like, he'll have a DIY. That just happened.
I did. You're so full of shit. You asked me what I was drinking, and I told you. And then you ordered it and read the description. You're like, I'm going to hate that one. Thanks a lot. I'm like, I didn't tell you to order it.
Oh, shit. All right, we'll remember it that way.
Great shows, though. Thank you,
everybody. Yeah, very good shows. Can't wait for the next one because I know you guys got one on Saturday, June 8th.
Hailstorm. Yep, Tinley Park.
Hailstorm.
And we have one. Fun. We have one Friday, June 7th at 18th Street Brewery, but not the Hammond location. The 18th Street Brewery in Miller, in Indiana.
Another back-to-back show, huh?
Yeah, another back-to-back, but I know I can pull it off.
All right.
So the pressure's off. Like I was worried. I was sort of anxious and nervous on Friday because I thought, man, there's certain songs where I know singing that song that way makes me not be able to talk the next day. Like this song right here when I do this. And
you had to change some shit up, kind of call it in the ring.
Stuff up. I sort of had to work the mic more and work the mic in a different way and just use a different part of my I don't even know what you call it, like the mechanics of my singing. Not falsetto, but use more of a head voice. But in order to use, a higher part of your voice like that, when you're not like really belting, you got to be able to hear yourself. So I had to have that dialed in. Otherwise, you don't even know, like, am I even singing right now? I can't tell. I just had it all dialed in. It was such a great weekend. Went to a birthday party yesterday. And I got
those are fun.
A little too drunk. It was great.
That's what you do at birthday parties, especially for kids. Like, there's always got to be a couple of the adults who's just like, oh, I think they drank too much.
Yeah, there are not many weekends like this. Back-to-back shows, Friday, Saturday. The Saturday one, I can sort of relax as it winds down because I know I don't got to sing the next. I don't got to sing for 2 weeks, right? So I can sort of okay, we made it, and then I can drink Saturday because the next day's Sunday, and then it's Memorial Day Monday. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can get fucked up at this birthday party. And like I got a whole extra day to recover. It was great. It was fantastic.
It's nice.
And I watched the Terminator trailer.
Yeah, that happened over the long weekend too, didn't it? This Terminator Dark Territory trailer came out, and I can tell by your voice that you weren't impressed, because I had a feeling, because there's been texts that have been traded through groups, and people just seem excited about it, and I'm not on board with it because of the track record, and I don't know what they're gonna do story wise, but just too much CGI. I hate to be this fucking old guy. It's like there's too much CGI. Like, there's too much CGI, and you can tell it's CGI. Too much slow mo shit, and I'm just like, I don't even know if the story could bail it out.
And to keep with the wrestling theme of our podcast, just stuff psychology wise that doesn't make sense. I don't like the weird flippy moves and the sort of slow mo. I'm blocking this thing with my arm, slow motion, close up shot. Like it, you got to keep a fast pace in an action scene like that to make me feel the action. And then the bad guy Terminator gets shot in the eye or gets a spear thrown through his chest or something. And apparently we've downgraded once again. This new and improved Terminator takes like 45 seconds to rebuild himself outside the truck. Like psychology-wise, T-1000 is just like, bloop, bloop. Okay, that doesn't bother me. I'll just pull that out of there. This guy's like, hold on. It's like when I play Overwatch on Busan. I'm like, I'll be right. I gotta reboot. Guys.
This is gonna take some time.
Yeah, like they're gone. They take the off ramp. He's still rebuilding himself on the hood of the truck. Like, what the fuck kind of design is that? It's stupid. And I felt like they did that with the TX. I'm like, you're making this shit worse than T-1000. At least give me some storyline reason why, like, yeah, we only had that one prototype T-1000. He was badass, but we don't got any more. This is the best we could do.
And I'm watching it in the background now, and it was just that hood part where he transfers over, and it takes forever. Very efficient. But they're fighting on the highway here, and we have our new Terminator man, and he turns his arm into a blade, which is like a classic Terminator move, right?
Yes.
You have sword hand. Give himself a sword hand. My issue is it looks worse than Terminator and Terminator 2. How does it look worse in 2019?
There's that.
We can't master the fucking sword hand yet?
And then just the weird slow motion's cool for
I like the music.
scenes.
Jim, what'd you think of the music? I like that weird little song that was playing.
I liked it, but I felt like it's a cover song, and it's so different that I can't recognize it. Because you know it has to be a cover song. Dark, dreary covers. It's probably some song I don't remember from 100 years ago.
I believe it's called Hunter, and it's by somebody with the R in their name. I checked it out. I don't think it's a cover. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a newer one.
It wasn't bad. Music wasn't bad. You know, you wanted to hear a little of that. But you weren't. They're not gonna give you that just yet.
I think they should have, because this is the official. This is just the teaser. Yeah, I would do one main trailer, keep it short, and just hit them with that. Just that's all you need to do. A little in the beginning, show some images. Arnold, hit him with it again. Sarah Connor, other cool shit. And one last time, and you hit them with, I don't know, some other little spoilery thing if you want, and that's all you do. That's your one trailer for your new term. That's when you show Arnold, by the way, at the end. And that's your one trailer, and you're good. You don't have to show us a highway fight with your badly put together CGI fight scenes and Terminator effects. The Sarah Connor part's cool. Glad. I think
Yeah,
we're gonna see,
there she is.
some Jamie Lee Curtis shit with this. Well, like she still got it.
Yeah,
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be good.
she still looks the part. She still looks like a badass. Like, and then there's a scene where she says, "Well, who are you?" She's like, "I'm you." Then I'm something like
Yeah,
that.
I was you or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And then clearly this protagonist is a part Terminator, but in denial. There's a little scene where she's like, I am
Yeah.
a human. What do you mean? I'm a human. But there's like little biomechanical things going on
Yeah.
with her.
Well, I mean, I think that's even in the fucking log line. Yeah, let me read this. Sarah Connor joins forces with a female cyborg to protect a young girl from a powerful new Terminator. So it's like, was that a different girl? Did they get two women who just look alike?
No, you're right. The young girl is the one where she says, "Who are you?" And the cyborg is probably this other lady. And I'm guessing Arnold is like a 20-minute screen time, maybe.
Yeah. Well, see, that's a question I have. Is this is this a resequeling? Like, when does this happen?
I don't know. That's a great question. And if it is a resequeling, from where? That's always
Because after
essential.
because how does two end? Jim, do you remember how Terminator 2 ends
Yes,
with the Terminator?
yes, I do.
So
He
how
goes
can we
down.
finish it?
He goes down into the steel. He gets melted down, and we used to see the headlights on the road.
Yeah, we get a little thumbs up.
Which is just like stock. Which is just like stock from before when they were going to Cyberdyne. But yeah, we get the thumbs up, and that's it. There's no sort of shot of her and John like moving on, or any sort of post like a denouement. What would you call it? Any sort of like there's no sort of Michael Caine as Alfred drinking a Schroeder Branca and Bruce Wayne. There's none of that. There's none of that.
So if they're going to be doing any sort of resequeling, it would either be after 1, where I guess you could play some shit off, because in 2 he's melted and he doesn't exist anymore. But I mean, it's a sci-fi movie, so they're gonna do some shit, and that's where the story's gonna come in. And I don't know. 1, you have to fix that, address that, and it's gonna have to make sense. Good luck with that. And it has to be good enough to overcome like the bad effects and shit that they've chosen to do visually. It's not a good recipe.
I don't know if we've talked about this on the show, or I've had a theory, not a theory. It's just sort of like an idea for something that could happen at some point, where we meet the human that the T-800 is sort of based off of. Like maybe he is some scientist living in the woods, and this is the guy who's come up with the way to generate entire, fleshy body over the endoskeletons or something, and that's really who Arnold is, and he's not really a Terminator.
I mean, they kind of touched on the Arnold backstory character before, where he was just like a soldier and he had that southern accent. It was a deleted scene in something. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
What the fuck?
Is this a Genesis thing?
I think it might be a Genesis thing, where it's just like, they're kind of showing how it happens a bit. And Arnold walks in, he's got a southern accent. It's like, I'm Captain Whatever, and they're going to model it after me. Essentially.
You're full of shit. This is
it's real.
How could you not know this? I'm real.
Real. So here's my last issue with Terminator Dark Fate. Not Dark Territory. That's Under Siege.
That's a little. They should have probably looked into that a little harder too.
With the subtitle,
you don't
Dark
want
Fate.
It to be too close to Under Siege 2.
Yeah. So my last issue here with the Terminator Dark Fate is the screenwriter. Here's the screenwriter for Terminator Dark Fate: James Cameron, Tim Miller, David Ellison, David Goyer, Billy Ray, Josh Friedman, and Justin Rhodes.
What the fuck? Can you read?
There's 7 people, 7 folks.
I'm just curious. Can you find out who the screenwriter was for Terminator 2, please? I'll give you a second to think about your answer. Let's see. So if we need to get to 9. Need eight screenwriters or less to be better.
I think we probably would. Let's see.
Screenwriters for
Yeah,
Terminator 2.
yeah. Two guys.
Who's that?
James Cameron and William Wisher.
Okay, that one turned out pretty well.
That did turn out pretty well.
And you know what else I don't like is I feel like I was bamboozled. I feel like I was tricked. I remember hearing rumblings about James Cameron's coming back for another Terminator trilogy. He wants to fucking set it right. And I'm like, you know what? Good. Jimmy Cameron, come back. And he's like, yeah, I'm producing it. You. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I guess John Carpenter just produced the Halloween, and you know how much we love that.
Mm-hmm.
But it just feels like I got tricked. Like I felt like he was coming back to take the helm of these new Terminator movies.
I never did. You did get a little hyped around that time, and I never bought in because I was like, right now he's just producing it, and yeah, he's kind of pulled this shit before. He's got a lot, under his belt producing wise. So I'm like, let's just wait and see. He's like, what's his name? Guillermo del Toro. His name is on fucking every horror sci-fi project in existence. Not as the director, but as a producer. So I was just like, well, we'll see about what James Cameron is going to do.
I feel like there's been a couple Sam Raimi joints like that too.
Yeah,
Sam
slapping
Raimi
on.
presents this other thing that he didn't direct. And you're like, oh, this ain't a Sam Raimi joint.
Mm-hmm. It's like Sam Raimi watched it.
Well, but I love Deadpool, right? So
yeah,
I didn't let that get me down. But as soon as I see the trailer and like basically the opening shot is this just like stupid looking flip into the back of the truck, just to emphasize that this person's not a person. Like that's clear, and this guy's throwing a thing. And she doesn't block it. It just sort of scrapes her cyborgian skin up close.
Yeah. It looks bad. It looks like a video game cutscene too.
He looks completely fake. She looks complete. It looks like the Final Fantasy movie from 20 years ago.
Wow. Yep.
Like their faces. And yeah. I'm not even going to get hung up on that. Because that part is not my biggest gripe. It's sort of like the action in that scene wasn't like cool. And I feel like there's two ways to go. They don't want to show you too much because they got something big in store, or they don't want to show you too much because there's fucking ain't much to show you. Like, please Genesis me. Please Genesis me with the trailer and show me in the second trailer whether or not I have to see this.
Yeah.
Genesis did me that courtesy. Because I'm like, oh, Emilia Clarke, I'll go watch her in anything. And I'm like, oh, they're doing like Back to the Future 2 style. Like, okay, that's kind of neat. And then in the second trailer, like, I'm John Connor, and I'm the bad guy. I'm like, I'm done. I don't got to see this. I'm half a Terminator. I'm like, this is stupid. I have no desire.
We talked about it earlier, Halloween 2018. Model your trailer after that, because one thing the trailer in Halloween did is it established a timeline and what has existed and what hasn't with that whole fucking, it's like, I heard it was their brother. And it's like, no, that's just a thing people made up.
Yep.
Like, boom, we know what movie we're after, what lore exists, what does not.
Yeah, that's important too. People got to know what the fuck is going on. Now I've read, and
figure.
I've read that this is like Judgment Day happened like a couple days ago or something, and like this is like everything's getting set off right now. But I feel like we've seen that at the end of T3, and Terminator 3 seemed to have a trouble with the timeline. They sort of glossed over it. He was like, and then Judgment Day it never came. It just never happened. So we thought we stopped it, but we didn't. But we don't know why. We didn't. We just didn't. And I'm like, well, okay. I guess that's pretty solid.
Well, maybe Arnold's in this one more than we think. That's why they're like, just give him a little. because anything else is gonna be too spoilerish and reveal that he's in it significantly.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping. I love Arnold. Just don't drop kick the man. All right, respect the man.
Yeah, don't dropkick the man because he ain't selling shit.
Nope.
Don't care if
Mm-mm.
he's 78 years old. He's like, I'm not selling your weak ass dropkick. You better knock me down for real, motherfucker.
God.
I love that video. Uh, so and I hate like I'm not gonna be the whiny movie nerd guy. That's not me. I'm not a movie nerd, and I don't have some YouTube channel where I make money complaining about movies. You know, like this is gonna suck, cringe. But I'm just a regular guy that just loves Terminator. You're right, so I'm just gonna give it to you straight.
Yep.
And if you don't know, you have
I
to
know.
you have to learn right now, right here, that I love Terminator 2. It's one of my favorite movies ever made. I've seen it hundreds of times. So if it seems like I care too much, I probably do care too much. You know, if they made if they made another Matrix, right? I've seen the first Matrix probably like 10 times. You know, like it's so cool. It's fun to watch. If they made like a fourth Matrix movie, I'd be like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. Maybe see if that might be neat. I don't have the investment in it like I do with Terminator. And I was so bummed with everything since 2 that I just have to assume they're all going to suck.
Because this is what, 6? So 3, 4, 5.
We're not even sure. We got to go backwards. We got to count and go, okay, well, 3 was T3 and it sucked. So we know that was 3. 4 is that one everyone forgets even happened with Christian Bale. I've had 2 different people I've had like, well, no, you remember between 3 and Genesis, there was the one with Christian Bale. Because somebody was like, oh, remember when he freaked out on the set? It was like Batman or something. I was like, no, it's Terminator. He's like, he wasn't in a Terminator. I'm like, yeah, he was.
Oh, we're fucking done here professionally.
Yeah. McGee. Yeah, that was Terminator Salvation with Sam Worthington.
Werthers.
If that movie was just rough, man. The Terminator robots were stupid. There was like nothing cool that made it. It didn't even feel like a Terminator movie. At least Genesis couldn't go wrong because they're literally just redoing parts of other Terminator movies. There's no way you're going to forget that's what you're watching. It's just going to be bad. But Salvation, you're like, is this? Oh, yeah, it is a Terminator movie. I forgot.
Yeah. It's just, they made 2 really good movies right off the bat and then 4 bad ones. And there's nothing showing that that's going to change anytime soon.
No, and it's like, you almost don't know what to tell people. What do you want then? If you're just going to complain about it, what do you want? I don't know, but what I can tell you is that
I do want Sarah Connor.
Sarah, yeah,
I do. I love that.
Great. I love that part.
I think I like the it happened. Judgment Day happened. Yes. I like that. That's a good idea too.
Yeah, they did that in
okay.
At the end of 3, and they did it in the middle one. I can't remember now. What is it called? Salvation. They did it in that one. Judgment Day happened because he's like the leader of the resistance. I don't mind that. Yeah, and Linda Hamilton looks like she just, like we mentioned with Halloween, like she just stepped right back into the role. And like I believe it. I see her as Sarah Connor. I still believe her as Sarah Connor. I saw Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, and I believed it. I'm like, yeah, man, they nailed it. She seemed more like Laurie Strode in that than H2O.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was some weird, yeah.
And I don't know. I can't even remember the first teaser trailer for Halloween at this point. Like what they showed me and didn't show me. All I remembered was thinking like, this could be really awesome. I don't have that feeling. Maybe the next one will make me feel that way. But I feel like I should already be feeling that.
It is a strange choice, and then we'll talk about something else. They didn't do the little musical cue though. Isn't that weird? It's like you own that, guys. That's yours. You can play with that if you want.
Yeah, and it's such a powerful musical cue when you think about it as a musician. I'm thinking about it here. It's rhythmic. It's all rhythm, and just the rhythm of those notes. You know it's Terminator. Dun 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 dun. You don't have to have pitch. It could just be percussion, and you know, oh shit, Terminator. I know that rhythmic pattern, and you're just gonna not do that.
It's too easy.
Like, shouldn't you start the trailer with that almost? With that, like, intercut with some, like, visuals and some pauses, and you go back to that, and there's more visuals.
And it's just I don't care how you book it. Open with it, close with it, sprinkle it in. But you gotta have it. It's yours.
Right.
That's frustrating. That's frustrating. Is this Sony? Hang on.
No. It's Paramount. Wait, isn't it all Sony? Sony and Disney?
No, it's Paramount. Man. Oh well, we'll see. Just we'll say not a great teaser trailer is all.
No, it didn't get me hyped up. It really didn't. And we'll see where it goes from here.
You know what did get me hyped up, Jim?
What?
AEW's first pay-per-view.
How did that go?
It went down Saturday, so right away, to me, that's a great start. I love a wrestling pay-per-view on a Saturday and not the Sunday.
Yeah, most UFC big pay-per-views are on Saturdays.
Yeah, I like because Sunday you still got the day. You're not dragging ass. It's fine.
Yeah.
Still got to go to church for Jesus, but he'll wait.
And as a kid, it always, unless it was the summer, it was a King of the Ring or something. I remember I was pretty hyped to get King of the Ring. It was in like July. And then summer vacation, I'm off the next day. But like a WrestleMania, those Royal Rumble, even usually, it's Sunday night and you're up late and you're like, I gotta fucking go to school tomorrow.
Yeah, and back then they would end at 10 a little after or whatever, and this was a good era of wrestling, pretty much. So they would have a hype finish. So you can't just go to bed. No. Wrestling's over. I'm going to bed.
No, you're like, I gotta try that move real quick.
Yeah.
You're like, come here, Dale.
Let me grab that punching bag.
Hey, Dad, come here for a second. Yeah, you had to get. You were too hyped. Too hyped. You couldn't just go to bed. That's a really good point. You couldn't just go to bed after Rock and Austin.
Damn. Was wrestling why my grades were bad? No.
Yeah, it totally was. Think about it. Because we were in high school when ECW was on like Wednesdays at 2 a.m. or something.
That's true.
Trying to stay up super late. Like, fuck school. I got to see what RVD does this week.
How does he jump so far? He turns. It's amazing. So AEW has their pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, on Saturday. And I'll be honest, I'm going to go over the card here.
Hold on one second, real quick, before you go over the card. Is there a reason for the name? Like, is there like a kayfabe reason for Double or Nothing?
Well, yeah, their first event, they weren't really AEW yet, but they did an event called All In, and it was a gambling theme. So,
I got you.
What do you do after you go all in?
This is the same. This is tied in with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I didn't know if it officially was like the springboard for this or not.
Oh, definitely is. And I love the fact that it's Double or Nothing, and it's the second one, so that double is that's very nice. So first pay-per-view, and I gotta say, a lot of camera work problems, which surprised me. Because you figure they could have that figured out. Because they have enough people back there. This isn't their first rodeo type of thing. It was worse than Kevin Dunn.
Jesus. And not
they
only
missed
that,
so much.
You've got like 50, 60 years of televised wrestling to draw from. You know? It's not like the early days of the UFC where you're like, how do we get the camera around the cage? Like,
I think a lot of it was, I guess, the director who decides what we're watching, because they missed some key spots, including the reveal of their heavyweight championship title. Like, that was the thing that they were going to do on this. We're going to reveal our strap on this pay-per-view. It's like, oh, that's cool. That'd be a fun little segment. And you know who comes out to reveal it?
Shockmaster.
Bret Hart. Bret Hart's there.
What?
Yeah, they get Bret Hart, big pop.
Oh man, is Vince pissed?
If he can stick it to Vince, he'll do it. Whatever he could do.
I don't know. I felt like he's been Vince's little puppy dog the past like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I don't know. So he does that, and Brett gets interrupted. And this is a great segment, and a lot of people complain about promo segments on pay-per-views. It's
Oh
different
shit!
if it's if
No, does he get interrupted? Like they're like, do they make a spot out of what happened at the Hall of Fame thing?
no,
Oh,
not that blunt, but
okay.
basically a heel comes out and gives Brett shit. And it was this heel, I think his name is MJF. And this motherfucker, Jim, is solid gold as a heel.
Okay.
Holy fuck. Apparently he's like 23 years old and he can just go on the mic. He's an arrogant, somewhat Miz like cocky type of guy, but he's very good. And he comes out and so we get to see what this guy's all about. And he gets the heat and it's fantastic. And then Face comes out and we get to see what they're about. It was a good way of introducing some characters who either weren't going to be on the card or we only saw in like a battle royal. So it's like, well, who the fuck are you? And so I love that. But when they reveal the strap after like a big fight happens, of course a big fight happens. And after the fight, Brett takes the title out of the bag and he lifts it up. And he holds it up not to the hard cam, which is Jesus Christ, Brett. What the fuck is what happened?
Now is
What's
that
wrong?
his fault, or does like they have the hard cam on the wrong side?
I mean, I assume there's some sort of light, for
That's a
you.
good one. It's a
So
big H for hard cam.
no, because he was looking at the hard cam throughout the whole fucking promo.
Okay.
He knew where it was. And they could not get a fucking camera angle on this belt.
Did he
They're
keep moving
chasing.
around too?
They're chasing this fucking old man who's circling the ring. They're like, God damn it!
He can't catch me. I catch your belt.
So you essentially had to wait until after the show and see it on Twitter or something. Like here's a picture of the fucking
That's
title.
great. That's great. Hey, you want to see our belt? Head up to Twitter. Didn't you guys reveal it? Yeah, but Brett just kept running around with it. He was like, I finally got a belt back.
He tried to put it on too.
Did he really?
Because he's Brett.
Oh my god.
He started to. I think it was muscle memory because he held it up for a long time, and when he brought it down, he immediately like went around the waist and then stopped himself. And I was like, that motherfucker was. Oh, yeah, Brett loves him some Brett.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
So
I don't know how I feel about it. I like that it's got like it's like diamonds in it. It's not like gold. Like there's gold around it. There's gold trim, but it's got like maybe some silver, some platinum or something. Like it's not just yellow gold everywhere.
yeah, I like it. It's a nice classical look. I like the rounded tops
I like
and
the
stuff.
the,
Gives it
the
some shape.
stones in the middle. Like that's going up balls out.
Yeah.
Kinda
So
like that.
good looking belt. That we eventually got to see because of the bad camera work. Another problem.
No doubt fucking looks way better than these shitty
Oh God.
WWE belts have been looking.
Oh God. Yeah. They
Fucking shit
WWE
looks
just.
like the backing of a action figure box.
Yeah. They revealed one the new title, 24/7 title. Jim, I don't know if you saw this. Did you hear about this 24/7 title?
No, Jay,
It's,
tell me about it. Is it in your garage with your cars?
it yeah
Hey,
yeah. It's next to my.
This is a 24/7 title.
This fucking belt is like green. It looks like your fucking youngest son is like, I'm gonna make a belt. Here you go,
This is
WWE.
AEW? Oh no, WWE.
No, this is WWE's 24/7.
Let me guess. You have to defend it 24/7. You never know when you could get pinned.
You never know when you're gonna get pinned.
Jesus Christ. Sleeping in your hotel room. Over there, you just bring a referee in with you. Shh, don't wake him up. Shh, don't wake him up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, give me the belt.
And the person they had reveal that title wasn't Bret Hart, it was Mick Foley, which makes sense because it's essentially like the hardcore title without the hardcore part.
Yeah, wasn't that a stipulation on the hardcore title?
Yeah, that's what made it so much fun.
Like anywhere, anytime, you could just get fucking mollywopped and pinned.
Mm-hmm. So,
Interesting.
yeah. So another problem, and then I'm going to get to the positives of this pay per view, because the camera work was bad. Also, the commentary was not good. Mostly the fact that Jim Ross fucking sucks.
Oh yeah, Jim Ross.
I forgot they had Jim Ross. They also have Justin Roberts as their ring announcer, and it's like he was in WWE's shittiest era. Like that voice It's not a connection you want
Mm.
with your product. And I get like you're doing him a favor. You know, he's supposed to be a really nice guy and all that stuff, but that's not what you want. You don't want the voice of Jim Ross, and you don't want the voice of mediocre WWE. So those were issues. But Jr. He kept getting lost, and he would just say it. He was just like, "Well, I don't know where we're going to next, but Cody Rhodes, grew up with his daddy." Like clearly somebody was saying shit in his headset, like, "We're gonna throw the what's her name in the back, and she's gonna talk to fucking Dustin."
And then they wouldn't, and he's like, "What the fuck are we even
Yep, and
doing?"
he would.
And
Yep,
he
and
had,
he was
and
just
he had
like,
to
"Well,
get his little jabs in and throw him under the bus.
yeah,
You just fucking shut up and do your job. You don't. Oh well, I don't know what we're doing now, but
yeah." He would
you
say
gotta be a
like, "It's."
dickhead like that
He's like,
about
"It's
it.
our first show, folks. First time." Okay, Russ. And one of the announcers, the other two were fine, but the one, like, his levels were low, and that just drove me crazy. It's like, I can't hear you.
That would drive me crazy too, because who the fuck is monitoring that?
Yeah.
That should be like immediately when it happens, we can't hear his mic, and then somebody is on that shit and figures out what's happened.
Yep. But other than that, like, the card itself was cool. They were at the MGM Grand, and they packed the house. It looked good. The stage presentation was nice. Their little Titantron stuff was nice. It was a professional event.
Here's what I want to hear from you now. I want to hear from
Mhm.
you. So, despite these things I pointed out, the show was really, really good. Is this where we're going? Because if it's not, I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna go. Unfortunately, it took us longer to get to this is a good show than I thought, because I was hoping it would be, top to bottom, opening match to the main event, solid gold. That wasn't the case. There was some gold in this card, but there were some earlier matches that didn't really play well. There was a six-man tag team match. Um, There's another. I just hate tag matches, but we know this. There was another tag team match with Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta against Angelico and Jack Evans, and they were all wearing fucking like neon green, like DX green. I'm like, this is bringing me back to my backyard wrestling days, boys.
I'll bring the collarbones up in here.
I just love this color. I love this green. But the second half of the show was just really good. It opened up with a battle royal, which was neat because the winner is going to face the winner of the main event, Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega, and the winner of both those matches are going to fight for the heavyweight championship at their next event. So I like that. It's like we're opening with like a number one contenders match, battle royal style, and it's the winner of that was Adam Page. That's their boy. They're going to build around this guy, and yeah.
Was there a NWA tie-in at all?
Like working relationship?
Well, yeah. Like, didn't Billy Corgan say he wants to, like, he'd be willing to have the NWA champion involved in this or whatever?
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Okay.
I'm sure he is.
Did they do anything for the? I thought he was at the other one because it was Chicago or whatnot. Or am I just remembering? I'm just making shit up.
It might be something like that, but no. The only other company that was represented on this, like championship wise, was AAA. The AAA World Tag Team Championship was on the line. Otherwise, it was just
that's cool to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, AAA is like that's like the WWE of Mexico, right?
Yeah, and that might have been the fucking match of the night. It was the Young Bucks. It was the Young Bucks against the Lucha Brothers, which is Pentagon Jr. and his brother Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix, this fucking guy is amazing. He just does some springboardy shit. I'm just like, how are you doing this? Some very risky moves for a live event. First ever pay-per-view. It's just like, if you fuck that up even a little bit, this night is over. We're done.
Yeah, let's not try it for a third time.
And the Young Bucks, they're good. They're good. I like the rhythm of that match, the style, the stories that they were telling. And eventually there was, people were like, they're kicking out too much. And I was like, I do agree. But overall, that fucking tag match for the AAA World Tag Team Championship.
That was the overall sentiment with the whole pay-per-view or that match?
With that match, that specific match. They're like, it was good, but the kickouts, fuck.
Now, do they have TV?
Relax.
What do you mean? Do they have TV? Do they have a show?
Not yet.
Not yet. So this is before the show. You know, like
Yeah,
the show hasn't happened. They do a first pay-per-view. That's got to be tricky, right? To get people
definitely.
to get people interested, get people to buy into this whatever they're trying to do so far.
Yeah, that's why I didn't mind like the promo thing with Brett. Reveal the title, introduce some characters, heel face, set up a match. It's just classic. It's just story. It's just a story.
Yeah. It,
WWE doesn't even do that. It's like,
it's
oh, he interrupted him and insulted that man. Like,
it's
just do that.
I think it's what people overlook when they think about pro wrestling and pro wrestling's history on television. In it's just history in general, but you know, in the TV era, it's like you're trying to build up these rivalries and build up these stories. And what people really get excited about is, you know, that person they really like. They want them to kick the shit out of that person that everybody hates, but you have to build the like and the hate. And you got to do that on your television shows or nobody gives a shit what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm interested to see is like once their TV starts, is how the writing is going to be and everything. I'm really sort of cautiously excited for what that's going to be like.
Yeah, I think they're going to do a lot of pre-tapes and backstage like interviews, promo packages. I think we're going to see a lot more like sit downs. I think we're going to see a lot more than that. That's definitely going to outweigh in-ring promos
Which is
for the
fine. I
most
mean,
part.
like traditionally there weren't a ton of things happening in the ring on TV with your show. Your show was like an hour long once a week, and it was to just like set up your live events basically back in the day, you know? Like maybe you have a few matches, but it's people going out there and cutting promos or backstage promos and that type of thing. And you're the last time I was in San Francisco, I was looking for a woman. Those type of things.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on USA or Sci-Fi or
It's going to be on
TNT.
TNT.
That's right.
Characters welcome. No, that's USA. What's
Oh.
TNT's?
Night. We used to have Nitro.
Drama.
Oh,
TNT. We used to have TNT
yeah,
catchphrase.
bring Shivani back, right? Bring me back the fucking blue ropes and the yellow turnbuckle covers and
Yeah, they play with the turnbuckle covers in this, but which was fun. But the first half of the card was okay. We introduced some people. There was a good fatal four-way match with the ladies. Kylie Ray is going to be a standout. Awesome Kong was there, as was Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Um, she's a dentist.
Kylie Ray from Chicago,
Yeah,
freelance person, right?
yeah, she was their champ for a little bit. Yeah.
Wow, this is interesting.
Yeah, and she had a great fucking showing. She's going to be over really, really well. And yeah, really nice. But it was the last three matches that really solidified that, yeah, AEW is going to be fine. They're good show, good product. Cody Rhodes versus his brother, Dustin Rhodes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, little brother versus brother. And they had some promo packages leading up to the event. And they were very good, you know, daddy's favorite sort of thing. And legacy and who's a failure, who's not, who's doing well, Cody, kind of shit. And it was like who's got the hot wife, Cody. So the hype leading up to it was great, and of course they beat the shit out of each other in this match. And this isn't a trick question, but how long do you think this match was?
Cody and Dustin. 17 minutes.
22:30. 22:30, so a little over 20, which, for Dustin, which was hilarious because they're like, can you believe it? That man's 50 years old. Look at him walk. That's amazing.
Look at him walk.
Because 2 matches later, Chris Jericho, who's 48, is going to be doing line salts. And it's just like, don't ever.
He kept himself in really good ass shape.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho?
He's a little thick,
No, yeah, but I mean, like,
but shit.
I mean, mobility wise and all that. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I love seeing people give him a hard time. They're like, he's looking a little tubby. It's like, do
He's
you know what you're gonna look like when you're 48? You're gonna be dead.
look how you look now. 25-year-old fucking piece of shit eating Cheetos in his basement. I don't like the way Chris Jericho looks now.
Why don't you do some push-ups? Oh, drives me
Well,
crazy.
he's also got the weird nerve damage chest cave thing that they all get.
Yeah, he does have that. He's got that Kofi
I
chest.
don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't think a doctor's chimed in, but we've talked about it on the podcast, and lots of people have got it. Lots of people have got it. Scott Steiner, Undertaker. Like, there's tons of photos of different wrestlers. Like, over the years, the middle of their chest just disappears.
It's just a little sunken in.
It's got to be. You and I speculated maybe like back bumps or something.
Is that what we came to?
I think all we could come up with is it's got to be something they all do a lot over time that causes.
And I'm sure we said steroids then. It's
Well,
like, is it a steroid?
Yeah, but like if you look at bodybuilders, they don't get it. Like regular athletes that do steroids don't get the disappearing chest syndrome. It's like a weird horseshoe in the middle of their pec muscles. It just like disintegrates. But anyway, yeah, Chris Jericho. Sorry.
Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes. Really good
22
match.
minutes.
Really good match. At one point there's some blood, and I love some blood. There was blood throughout the show, nothing crazy, but if somebody got busted open, or but there's definitely a blade job here with Dustin Rhodes, and boy, oh the boy went deep, Jim.
Eddie Guerrero deep.
Eddie Guerrero deep. He's just pissing. He's pissing that
see
blood.
it glug, glug, like every heartbeat, you just see it pumping out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like literally like a faucet on low, but a faucet nonetheless.
What was that Shawn Michaels? It was like Shawn Michaels, Triple H. I feel like it was a 3-way match where Shawn Michaels bladed and was just like, dude, I don't know if you're gonna make it out of this one.
And it's hilarious because people haven't seen blood in a while. Like the current audience of wrestling, they're not used to it. The fucking outpour. They need to stop this match because he's bleeding. They need to. What are they doing? Take it home, guys. He's bleeding, and it's like that motherfucker's in control. What everything's fine. Yeah,
they're like out on Twitter.
The marks and smarks. What are they? AEW's not going to last if this is how they treat people who are bleeding and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, this is great. I was happy it was happening.
Yeah, it's not Abdullah the Butcher. No one's getting stabbed in the head with a fork. Like, relax, guys. This is wrestling.
Yeah, it was good though. It was pretty fucking deep. Some good imagery out of it, and eventually Cody would win the match. After the match, there was embrace, and he said he's looking for a partner for the next event, and more than a partner, he needs his brother. So he's going to be his tag team partner for the next event.
That's cool. Sort of like a reverse split up tag team
angle. Yeah. Yeah, and so the next event they're going to wrestle the Young Bucks, which that'll be a fun thing. And the penultimate match was the Young Bucks against the Lucha Brothers, like I talked about. That match was fucking off the hook. 25 minutes right there of just awesome wrestling. God damn.
What would Jim Cornette say about it?
I think he would have liked it.
He wouldn't say that
there wasn't a lot.
Business?
Well, yeah, the kickouts, he would have lost his fucking shit. But everything except for like the last 10 minutes, he would have enjoyed, I think. But the main event, my boy, Chris Jericho against Kenny Omega. Both my boys, Jim.
Is this only their second match?
Yeah, because they wrestled in New Japan. And now they're wrestling here.
So
Kenny won the first one.
Okay. Do they? I've been waiting to mention this until you got to this point in the card, so you could stay up, doing your thing. You didn't have to get off track. Do they talk about? Do they reference at all the first match?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because you know how sometimes when people wrestle in WCW and then they go to WWF or what that type of thing, it's like we just pretend like that shit. Nothing happened until you got here and you're the Undertaker.
Yeah.
But they don't have to sort of play that game, so they're able to build off of that first match they had then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah. They mention it about how Kenny won the first one, and what did Jericho learn? What this, that, and the other, and he's hoping to tie it up, sort of thing. Yeah, there was a lot of talk about it. I don't remember if they mentioned New Japan by name, but they definitely mentioned the previous work.
Because it just would always be dumb to me when you're like, well, we're pretending like these guys didn't wrestle. I can't think of a specific example, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think they did it with like Ric Flair and like Hulk Hogan and sort of thing.
Oh yeah, like they've never wrestled
for the first time in a WWF.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, 27 minutes. Very, very good match. Yet again, just some great spots. Kenny Omega's just the fucking absolute best. Jericho didn't do too bad, busting out those lion salts 25 minutes into just a fucking violent match. Violence. Kenny got like a busted nose pretty bad, and yeah, just a lot of violence. They did one thing though that guys,
Oh no.
it was a spot leading up to the finish. It gets kind of botched. That's fine. And you know what they did?
Again, do it again.
They repeated the spot, and it was such like a long drawn out process of a spot where it's just like, just please stop it. No, like it was terrible
not
to
on a pay per
watch.
view. Maybe TV
Yeah,
and you edit it or something, but
yeah, because it was just like an impactful move, to get this guy down and almost in position for the final spot, which is going to be Chris Jericho's new finisher, the back elbow, which a lot of people were displeased with. I like it. I like having different and new finishers evolving. I like that supposedly his back elbow finish is going to be exclusive to AEW. He's not going to do it at other places, which is fucking hilarious. And
how did okay? Does he talk
because he can,
about this in the ring or something?
yeah, on Twitter and stuff, and like because they do social media type promo hype shit. And yeah, in one of those, he's like he's been teasing the new finish, and I'm working with the MMA guys, and here it is, and Kenny Omega's gonna be the first one to get it. The AEW exclude all this kind of shit, and I was like, it works, it's fine, you know.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, he did. He popped Kenny Omega with it, and he won the main event because Kenny Omega is going to be the face of AEW. He's going to be their guy, obviously. But it makes sense for him to lose because now Chris Jericho is going to fight Adam Page for the fucking title. So what's Kenny Omega doing? He's chasing, and that's what you want from the top babyface in the company.
Yep.
So he's right where he needs to be for TV. And meanwhile, you got these, Chris Jericho. He's kind of a guy you want a lot of attention on because people know who that is. And he's going to be feuding with Adam Page, who's another one of their guys they want to build. He's going to be a huge part of the company. So that's a good matchup. Get that rub, all that sort of thing. So I like what they're doing. I thought it was a very good event. There were definitely some things that need to be improved, although they're not just going to fucking fire Jim Ross overnight. So that's something we're going to have to endure for a little bit. But I like the future for AEW.
Well, I'm excited that maybe I could find clips of this, some clips on the internet of these matches. But I'm glad that overall you'd say it went pretty well. Did they have any other surprises like Bret Hart type? Oh, look, this guy.
They did have a guy at the end because Chris Jericho wins and he cuts a little promo, about how his whole thing during this feud is he just wants them to acknowledge him, say thank you. AEW is popular. It exists because of me. It's popular because of me. We got a TV deal because of me. Fucking say thank you. Like that's his thing right now. And so he's cutting a promo about that, and out of the fucking crowd, and the people lose their fucking shit.
Before you go any further, if you're fucking trolling me, I'm gonna throw the first match of Overwatch tonight. But go ahead.
So the crowd's losing their shit, and this fucking guy who we've just seen, he's got a white puffy shirt on. I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh, Gangrel.
Yeah, it's Gangrel. No, here comes a man not wearing a white puffy shirt, but a jacket that says Mox on it. It's John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is in AEW under his old indie name. And yeah, people fucking lost it. He beats the shit out of Jericho, Kenny Omega. He's standing tall on these huge gambling chips, these poker chips, these props at the stage. He's standing tall on those gimmicks. It looks really fucking cool. Great finish to a pay-per-view.
Wow.
And yeah, super exciting.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, because he just like parted ways with the company. Like a month ago.
And was it known, like, did he ask to be released?
Oh yeah. He wanted out, and they gave it to him, and they gave him a lot of like props and respect. Some storylines, like some outro storylines, which they don't normally do. But they acknowledged it and everything, which is
and then he goes
interesting.
to AW,
and then he just shits right in Vince's mouth.
This is what I want. I want more of
this. Some Cardi wrestling. Can't trust him.
That's what I love about the wrestling business.
So yeah, AEW is going to be fine, and between Jericho, Omega, and Moxley, and these other up and coming guys who will be fucking stars like Adam Page and MJF, they're going to be fine. It's going to be great action on TNT.
I'm excited. I might have to like try and get one of these little, because I don't get TNT with my AT&T package that I pay $40 a month for. Don't get TNT, USA, Sci-Fi, none of that shit. So I might have to. It's so stupid. I actually pay for actual TV, and I have to find another way to try and get TNT
to watch
now.
TV.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that's so stupid. Anyway, I will find a way.
Okay,
because I'm excited about this. I'm especially excited because there's really no way to gauge this, I guess, hard wise. Like there's not like a hard number you can point to. But I'd say Kenny Omega's is among wrestling fans and not just the general public. He's probably one of the top wrestlers in the world right now.
Yeah.
As far as wrestling fans are concerned, popularity wise and that type of thing. And for him to just be the face of this other franchise, never having built anything in WWE. Like just sidestepped that whole thing and just built himself up in Japan this whole time. And now he's on top of this new organization. I like that. That's exciting to me.
Yeah. And I like that we don't know what's going to happen. They might succeed. They might fail. They might be competition with WWE. They might not ever come close. But we'll see. And that's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun journey. That's going to include some really good wrestling, some really good stuff. And definitely, I'm sure there's going to be some bad stuff. But it's going to be new and fresh. And it's going to spice up our favorite genre, pro wrestling.
And there's no shareholders, right?
Yeah, not yet. We'll see. So all right, let's plug it up and get out of here. I got Overwatch to play.
I know, me too.
You can follow me on Instagram at Dale Zawana. And that's it. Yeah, the next couple of shows probably some fun announcements, maybe some serious conversations. Looking forward to the next handful of shows.
Ooh, I like that. Nice little tease. You can follow me on Instagram at JamesJRMusic. You can follow me on Facebook at JamesJRSongs. And if you want to check out what I'm doing live with Dad Bod, you can now go to facebook.com/DadBodLive. And you will go right to our page. You'll see all of our upcoming shows. For example, on Friday, June 7th, we have a show at 18th Street Brewery in Miller. And on Saturday, June 8th, we're back at Hailstorm Brewery in Tinley Park, Illinois. If you want more details for those shows before our next podcast here, you can go to facebook.com/DadBodLive.
And thank you very much for listening. This was Not Like This, number 73. I'm Dark Territory.
I'm a caved-in chest.
It's got to be steroids.